Hey everybody, it's Sunday, and I've been gone for a week, so I don't know if y'all noticed it or not, but I wasn't here last week because we were enjoying a family vacation to Disney, and it was our last family vacation that Casey and Alan were going to be on before they have a baby. So anyway, thanks for letting me take a week off, and we are back tonight, and today is, hey Sheila, today is Sunday, October the 8th. Hey Sybil. And if you are watching this today on October the 8th, it is a live Facebook chat. And I'm just going to fiddle with my phone here real quick. Hey, Pat. Oh, first let me tell everybody, it is raining to beat the band out here. So hopefully we're going to stay on tonight. And hey, Kim, and hey, Pamela. Hey, Sally. Everybody say hey to Sally. And hey, Casey. Casey's joining us, even though she's trying to finish moving. She was supposed to be moved out before we left for Disney, but that didn't completely happen. And hey, Tedders, hope you're feeling okay. Hey, Cheryl. Hey, Donna. Hey, another Kim. We're always full of Kims. But anyway, I was just letting everybody know it is raining to beat the band out here, so hopefully we're going to be able to stay on the whole time tonight. Hey, Dorothy. And so we... and Casey, don't give away any secrets because I'm getting ready to tell, okay? Hey, Joyce, and hey, Rose. But anyway, so it's raining, so hopefully we'll stay on. But if for some reason we have a glitch, then I'll just keep talking, and you'll just have to come find me later. And hey, Debbie, and sorry I didn't get to hook up with you this time. And sorry, Dusty's already crying. He's already crying because he got left at Best Friends while we were at Disney. So, yeah. So he's thinking that he's been abused, but... Anyway, so I'm going to start this with my normal things, which are I am not a Weight Watchers leader, and I am not paid by or endorsed by Weight Watchers. They are not paying for me for this. I just do this because I love it. And this is also a live chat. Hey, Lisa, and hey, Tina. This is a live chat. You can tell that because I'm actually talking to people. So if you're not here for the live chat, if you don't want to watch me talk to people, then, oh my gosh, Dusty Betty, calm down. But anyway, so if you're not here for the live chat, and if you're watching this later and you didn't want to see this in a live chat format, so sorry. You may need to find something else to do because I am going to continue to talk to people. And I love doing it in this format because I love talking to you all. Oh, I know, and Debbie says she drowned last night at Epcot. Yeah, Debbie, I can totally understand. We did on, and I may actually have to hold Dusty to get him to quit wooing. But anyway, the last night that we were there, Tedders is saying, get Dusty. Yeah, because y'all can probably hear him in the background. But yeah, Debbie, the last night that we were there at Disney, John and I ran back over to Magic Kingdom because we had a fast pass for Seven Dwarfs Mine. And of course, you know, we wanted to get that done before we left. So, so we ran back over there, and fortunately some people, while we were waiting on the boat, gave us an umbrella. Otherwise, we would have been drowned rats. But we still got soaking wet and had to go back and change clothes before dinner. Okay, so Dusty's already made it into my lap. So he's going to be part of the chat tonight. But anyway, I'm talking really fast. And hey, Lynn, I'm talking really fast because we have 2 weeks worth of stuff to catch up on. 2 weeks worth. Yeah, so really quickly, the rest of the disclaimers. Live chat, October the 8th. If you're not here for a live chat, sorry. I had a couple of people that didn't want to watch an entire hour-long chat this week. They just wanted me to, you know, get to the information. So, yeah, sorry. It's a live chat. I'm not just going to get to it. We're going to chat. Yeah, and this will be posted later. So you all know it's always here on Facebook. If you are not watching this live on Facebook, then you can watch it later on Facebook. You can always watch it on YouTube. On YouTube, it's just youtube.com/IfYouHaveAnEgg. If you want to look it up with the written transcripts. Hey, Nancy. Nancy's talking to us from St. Louis. It's good to see you. But if you want to watch this later, and if you want to be able to print it out, you know that I'll put it on the blog, and that's www.ifyouhaveanegg.com. Hey, Christine. And if there's anybody new here, this is Dusty. So y'all see him at the end. He's kind of a little bit spoiled, and since he was with us last week and got left at Best Friends the whole time, he's thinking that he has to be on Mama like constantly. So we'll try not to pay too much attention to him. We'll try to just pay attention to you all. But anyway, so you can find, you know, everything at those 2 places. So here on, or 3 places actually, Facebook, YouTube, or on the blog, www.ifyouhaveanegg.com, and it'll all be transcribed there. I've already got about half of it typed up. I'll just have to top up the other half of it when we get done. So hopefully I'll get that posted tonight. Okay, first things first. What was the most important thing that happened last week? What was the most exciting thing that happened last week? And it had squat to do with Weight Watchers. The night that we arrived, we got to, we got to Disney on Saturday. I guess it was. Is that right, Casey? On Saturday. And Casey and Alan snuck off to the Magic Kingdom, you know, because they were so excited, you know, to be at Disney, and, you know, just really wanted to get on over there, and they just really wanted to get on over to the Magic Kingdom, you know, and see what was going on, because it's been a couple of years, you know, since they've been there. John and I have been back, but they hadn't been since then. So little did we know that they were not just going over to the Magic Kingdom. Yeah, and everybody's saying baby news, yay, baby news. So little did we know that they weren't, hey Kathy, little did we know that they weren't just sneaking over or just, you know, hopping over to Magic Kingdom just to, you know, just because they hadn't been there in a couple of years. They were sneaking over there because they bought a little teeny tiny pair of mouse ears and had them, hey Margaret said hello Grammy. They had bought a little teeny tiny pair of mouse ears and had them embroidered. And then when John and I went back with them on Sunday to Magic Kingdom, we were supposed to have a fast pass, and I promise I'll tell this story, but we were supposed to have a fast pass for Space Mountain, and Casey and Alan had a fast pass somewhere else, you know, because Casey can't ride anything, you know, much of anything right now. And then our fast pass got not canceled, but it got delayed because they were doing some pre-check safety stuff, you know, and couldn't take people, you know, right then. So we called Casey and we're like, okay, well, we're already headed back your way. And she had a small moment of panic that we didn't realize was panic. Anyway, long story short, we got so I'm just gonna keep talking, but I appear to be back. So hopefully you all can see me. And I was afraid of this because it's raining a lot here. So, and I can see that you all there's mayhem in the classroom right now. So Sally, calm down. And yes, it is raining very hard here, very hard. So I can see that a few of you all are back, and so give me a thumbs up. If you're back, give me a thumbs up so I know that you're here, and I'll start talking again, because I don't want anybody to hear or to miss, you know, what I was talking about. But anyway, yeah, sorry about that. I was afraid it was going to happen. It's raining really, really, really hard here. I know it's not raining as hard as it is in Alabama. So sadly, hey Betty. Hey, and Betty, actually you're just in time because we're having issues, I think because of the rain tonight. But anyway, so where I was at in the story, and good, I can see a whole bunch of y'all are back again, but where I was at in the story was that we went over to Main Street USA to meet Casey and Alan to get our first picture made. Since we're annual pass holders, I know Sally, no, I quit talking. Sally, don't worry, I quit talking. So, or actually I was just going doodling along, waiting on the connection to come back up. So you didn't miss any of the story. But anyway, so we met him back over on Main Street USA to get our first picture made. Since John and I are annual pass holders, we get pictures, we get free pictures. So everywhere there is a Disney, you know, a photographer, we get our pictures made. And hey Shirley Ann. So anyway, so there was a guy there. They went over to talk to him. You know, we were gonna get our picture made in front of Cinderella's castle. Next thing we know, we're getting handed. The photographer's like, "Oh, I think we have something to talk about. Don't look, don't look, Grandma and Grandpa." And we were like, "Oh my gosh, I think this is it." So we're not looking. We're trying, not to look and see what's in the, what's in the bag. And they pulled it out, and ta-da! So there was a gender reveal on Main Street USA in the Magic Kingdom in front of Cinderella's castle, because where else would you want to announce the gender of your baby? But anyway, the ears, in case you didn't see it earlier on here on the page, the ears that we pulled out were pink. So it's going to be a granddaughter, and her name is Alyssa Lily. It's Alyssa Lily, Alyssa Lily. And we're hoping she has a little lisp, so she will say Awissa Willie. I don't know why I want her to say that, but anyway. So yeah, so Alyssa Lily said hi from her first trip to Disney. But anyway, so that was what we were off doing last week instead of playing with you all. We were finding out baby gender, whatever you call it. Okay, so back on topic. So now that we know that it's going to be a girl, I can move on and I can start buying pink onesies and things now. So back on topic. What we missed the last 2 weeks. Last week or 2 weeks ago, let's see. Sharon says, hey, newbie alert. So excited. It's my first time getting to watch live. Saw your Weight Watchers on the go, and it was very helpful. Awesome. There's a shout out. So that I feel like I'm on John Boy and Billy, when people used to call in and say, first time caller, first time caller. But it's good. I'm so glad that you're here. So thank you. Everybody say hi to her and welcome her, because she's new to our chats. And do not get me distracted, because this is her first day in class and we don't want her to think that I'm a sub. We want her to know that I'm a real teacher, whatever. I'm really not. Okay. Anyway, so what we missed, first of all, I did not pick up a weekly. You all know what the weeklies look like. So this is a weekly from 2 weeks ago. So I did not pick up the weeklies from this last 2 weeks. I'll get those when I go on Tuesday. And Debbie, yeah, we've been back for a minute. Sorry, I don't know where you were, but Debbie, you already knew it's a girl. But anyway, so this is the weekly from a couple of weeks ago. But just a reminder, if you attend physical meetings, like when I go back on Tuesday, I'll be picking up the weeklies from the last 2 meetings. This one's from 3 weeks ago. But don't forget to pick up your weeklies if you attend meetings. If you don't attend meetings, if you don't physically attend a meeting, then you can go to, if you're a member of Weight Watchers, you can go to weightwatchers.com/weekly topic, or if you're on the computer, go to weightwatchers.com and go all the way to the bottom, and it has a place for the weekly topic. And when you click on that, it'll pull up the weekly, and there's a place within the weekly where you can click on it and you can download a PDF, and the PDF looks just like the weekly, so you can print it out. So even if you're doing Weight Watchers online, or if you're doing a regular Weight Watchers meeting and you have e-tools, you can still get these. So okay, so don't forget to get a weekly. And if you don't download the PDF before Sunday of the next week, it's gone. But on the If You Have an Egg group, on the closed group, and remember, I'll show y'all later how to get into the closed group, or it'll be on the transcripts anyway, if you need to request to join that. So, and for you new people, if you're wondering what's going on with the spitballs and everything, just don't worry about it. These girls stay in timeout all the time. So don't be concerned that we're having a spitball fight here. Or if you're watching this later on YouTube and you see me say something about spitballs or people in timeout, you would just have to be here to understand what's going on. So anyway, it's never a dull moment, ever a dull moment. Anyway, so in the If You Have an Egg group, I think it was Debbie was kind enough to, she pulled up the PDFs and she posted them in our files section. So you can always go back, you can find them there. You can get them from your, thanks Lori. Lori says, welcome home, Grandma. Thank you. So you can always go back and check them there. Okay, so 2 weeks ago, 2 weeks ago, the one that I missed in last week's chat, so we didn't do a chat for it last week. Well, this one's number 41. Technically it's number 42, but since we skipped a week, we're still just going to call it 41. And hey, Sonia. Okay, so 2 weeks ago, the topic was it was actually called Shift Your Thinking. So, but I nicknamed it What Is Brain Power, Alex? And the reason that I named it that is I'm sorry, one thing that I keep forgetting to mention, new Weight Watchers members, if you're attending a physical meeting, when you attend 4 of your first 5 meetings, you get a 4-week award. So don't forget, you have to attend a physical meeting to get those rewards, though. So don't forget about that. I just want to make sure everybody knew that they needed to ask for that award once you've been to your first 4 meetings. Okay. So after that, the topic from 2 weeks ago was it was called Shift Your Thinking. But of course, since we've just been on a Disney trip, I've changed everything to be Disney themed. So one of the rides that was one of our beloved rides, hush buddy, that was one of our beloved rides at Weight Watchers was Ellen's Energy Adventure. And it was all about this game, that they were playing, and Bill Nye the Science Guy was on there, and Jamie Lee Curtis is on there. And at the very end, they're talking about energy and different sources of energy and things, and at the very end, you know how Alex always gives you the answer, and then you answer with a question. Well, she won Final Jeopardy by saying the answer was, this is the one source of power that will never run out. And the answer was, what is brain power, Alex? And I don't know why that made me think of the topic from 2 weeks ago, what is, brain power? So it's true, your brain is the source of all power that's used for everything in your body. It runs all of your muscles. It tells all of your extremities what to do. I'm using brain power right now, making my fingers move. I'm not telling my fingers to move. My brain is telling, my fingers to move. So brain power, it is the most powerful, thing in your body. But your heart, even though your heart is the largest muscle, it only works if your brain instructs it to. And yeah, and Sally says brain power. Yeah. But your brain also houses the most powerful muscle that we use in our Weight Watchers journey. Your heart is the most powerful muscle in your body, but the most powerful muscle that we have on our Weight Watchers journey is our mind. So the real answer is, what is mind power, Alex? And the reason that I'm saying that it's mind power, your brain, and this is a definition that I got, I don't know, somewhere on the internet, but I'm going to read it to you. The brain is an organ, but the mind isn't. The brain is the physical place where the mind resides. The mind is the awareness of consciousness we know, the ability to control what we do and know what we are doing and why. It is the ability to understand. So that is, I don't know, what? Okay, Sally must be, I don't know, she must be being sweet because Lori says she's getting a toothache. Okay, I missed part of that while I was reading the definition. But anyway, so shift your thinking. You're going to have to use your mind. You're going to have to use your mind. Have you ever heard anybody say, oh, you change your mind as often as you change your underwear? Yeah, I say that a lot, and I have people say that to me a lot. But it's because you can change it. You can change your mind. Yeah, and Margaret says you can change your mind, but not your brain. Okay, yeah, that's an interesting way to look at it. So you can change your mind. Sometimes it takes a little exercise. Sometimes it takes a gentle nudge to change your mind. Other days it takes a brick wall to change your mind, but you can change it. And what they said in our weekly and in our Weight Watchers meeting 2 weeks ago is that they like to call it a mind shift. That you can shift your mindset. It's not so much, it might be a real change, but you can shift it. You don't have to completely change your mind. Like, you don't have to, completely say, I don't know, think of something that's just, permanent, but you can just shift the way that you think about it a little bit. And they refer to it as a fixed mindset, shifting that into a growth mindset. So let me explain that. A fixed mindset, the way I look at it, and it's in your weekly. So you should go back to your, you can go back to your weekly and check that. And Lynn says a negative to a positive, and that's exactly right, Lynn. So the way I like to think about it, it's even a little bit different than what your weekly said. Is a fixed mindset is when you've kind of got, the blinders on, and you say, it just is, everything is like it is. It's all black and white. There's no gray. There's no, hey Dolly. Hey, thanks for joining us. But a fixed mindset is one where you can't get outside, you can't color outside the lines. You stay in your little box and you keep your blinders on, and everything just is what it is. And then if you can shift it to a growth mindset, it's when you start to color a little bit outside the box and you start to realize, oh, there are other things out there, or maybe everything isn't exactly like it seems. So from our weekly from 2 weeks ago, and Dolly, we're glad that you made it too. Everybody say hi to Dolly. She just joined us. She doesn't know what all shenanigans are going on, down there with all of you girls that are getting ready to get in trouble. But so if you are operating under a fixed mindset, you might be thinking things like this would be a fixed mindset attitude. I did everything right this week and I still didn't lose weight. How many times have I said that? How many times have you said that? We've all said that. I did everything right this week and I still didn't lose weight. That's a fixed mindset comment. But it's such an easy comment to make. We've all made it. Another one is everybody else is eating cake at the party and I'm over here eating carrots. That's a fixed mindset. Or most recently, my entire family is enjoying a vacation at Disney and I have to write down what I eat. That's a fixed mindset. So instead, and tell me if I'm talking too fast, because we've got 2 topics to cover tonight. So I feel like I'm jogging through this. But anyway, a growth mindset instead of saying I did everything right this week and still didn't lose weight, a growth mindset might say I did everything right this week and didn't show a loss, but I know my body is healthier, I feel better, and I can see my progress and how my clothes fit, and look at all the blue dots I earned. So instead of just saying I did everything, okay, the dog's like in my face. Instead of just saying, okay, having a fixed mindset and saying, I did everything right this week, didn't veer off path, and I still didn't, and I didn't lose any weight. The open mind or a growth mindset would be, I did everything right this week and didn't show a loss. Okay, but I know my body's healthier, I know I feel better, and I can see my progress and how my clothes fit. Or for me, remember mine, what I chose was to check my Fitbit. As long as my Fitbit is still loose on my arm, then I know I did okay, no matter. Oh, Tedder says she lost a pound. Good. But anyway, or if we're tracking blue dots. Buddy, my goodness, calm down. Okay, sorry, don't know what all the hubbub is about back there. And Sybil lost half a pound. That's awesome. That is awesome. Or you can track your blue dots. So that's having a growth mindset, is not being so stuck, in those rigid ways. And that's part of our, goal of living beyond the scale too, is that we don't let the scale dictate it. So that's a growth mindset, not letting the scale dictate everything, but, thinking outside of the scale. The second one that I thought of today was everybody else is eating cake at the party and I'm over here eating carrots. That's an easy one to fall into, and that's one that I did for years, of saying, everybody else is eating cake and everybody else is at the parties having fun and I'm just sitting over here eating carrot sticks and, just, having my own little pity party. Well, instead, now, as a growth mindset, I say everybody else at the parties, everybody else is eating cake at the party, and I would like some too. So I'll choose to enjoy a fill in the blank, whatever size piece. I'm going to write it in my tracker, and I'm going to know that I had my cake and I was successful too. What? I don't know if y'all can hear him crying, but it's pathetic. Okay, come back over here. But anyway, so in a growth mindset, instead of having a pity party for yourself that nobody wants to come to, who wants to go to a pity party? Nobody. Not even people that you invite. No one wants to attend a pity party, except this one. We all want to attend this pity party. Yeah, like Sally says, when I go to the apple orchard and they're all eating donuts, she takes her apple pie and she makes a mean apple pie, an apple turnover pie, and she doesn't feel bad at all. So that's a growth mindset. You're not having that pity party, you're having your own party. And think about how much better you're gonna feel when you know, get home and you don't feel bad. Then the last one was my, oh, and Lisa says a 3-bite rule at a party. So Lisa, expound on that. So you take, what do you do? Do you only take 3 bites of things, or you take, like, do you limit yourself to 3 bites, or are you taking 3 bites? So talk to us a little bit more about that. And hey, Sandra, good to see you. So the last one was for me, these are for me, my entire family is enjoying a vacation at Disney, and I have to write down what I eat. For years and years and years and years. And remember, I've been doing this for 24 years, and we've been going to Disney for, let me think, 16, I guess. Wait, Carol says, I try and say I can have cake if I really want to, but I'm choosing not to, and that makes me feel better. Yeah, exactly, Carol. And it has to be a certain kind of cake. My sister has turned me into a cake snob. So I only eat really, really good cake. Like if I take a bite, I used to eat it just because it was there. But now if I take a bite and if it's not good, I just push it away. I'm not wasting points on bad cake. And Sybil says she had an NSV, a friend that she had not seen since the end of August, noticed her weight loss. Awesome. Isn't it always fun to see somebody that you haven't seen for a while, especially if you haven't seen them for a long time and they go, and they're standing there thinking, who is that? You know, if they don't recognize you, that's awesome. Okay, so instead of being, so we've been going to Disney for, gosh, I guess 18 or 19 years. Oh, okay, I'm sorry. So I asked Lisa to expound on this, and Lisa said, if I want cake, I will take 3 bites, and that's just enough. Yeah, because think about it. Which bite is the best one? The very best bite of cake is the first bite. The first one is the best. The second one, still pretty good. The third one is good, but after that, it's just cake. So Lisa's exactly right. I love that 3-bite rule. I hadn't thought about it that way, so I'll be remembering that. Okay, so my growth mindset instead. So, you know, years ago when we would go to Disney, you know, I would just say, forget it. I'm at Disney. I'm on vacation. You know, I'm having a good time. Everybody else is having a good time. You know, I'm not doing Weight Watchers. I'm gonna eat whatever I want to. Blah 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 blah. Well, this time, not just this time, but the last few years, especially since I reached goal, and thank you for all the hearts, Sally. But since I've been at goal, reached goal, been at goal, and been, lifetime now, I think about it differently. So now I think, okay, so my growth mindset is my entire family is enjoying a vacation at Disney, and I am too. By planning ahead, splurging only on delicious foods that I can't get at home, and not getting sick from overeating, my tummy will thank me, and when I get home, my jeans will too. That's honestly the truth. So I plan a little ahead. So what I did this week is I said, for this week, is I went ahead and planned that 2 meals and at least 1 snack would be on plan, and I tracked all of that. So I tracked all of the lower point meals that I had planned, or the snacks that I had planned. I went ahead and had all those ready. I took a lot of it with us. We stay at the campground, which I realized does make it a little bit easier, for us. When Sally said, let's send Kelly the love, we need to make up for 2 weeks. Yay. But I take a lot of it with me, and what I don't take with me, we go to Publix, even though Casey and I, we went on our own to Publix this time, and we ended up at the wrong Publix. We ended up at a Publix that was about, about 5 or 6 miles farther than the one that we were supposed to be at. Anyway, we got our stuff and we returned. But so what I do now, so instead of feeling sorry for myself, I go ahead and pre-plan out the 2 meals plus at least a snack a day. I take it with me, and what's funny is most days, everybody that's with us, whether it's just me or if it's me, John, and Casey, they also participate in the snacks, and they do like that I have all the snacks, in my backpack, because then they have something to eat. And I track all of that, and I stay on program with all of those meals. Then I have 1 splurge meal while we're at Disney. But even if it's a splurge meal, I still try to pick things that I know would be lower in points. Now, nothing at Disney is going to be super low in points, but that would be lower in points. It's not full of fat and grease and things like that. I still am making better choices. And when I do that, I don't get sick. because I used to get sick every single time that we would go to Disney, and that's not fun. We pay a lot of money to go to Disney. I don't want to sit in the camper with a tummy ache because because I was trying to eat and keep up with everybody else and how much they were eating. So this way it's much better. I feel better. My goal is always to do the 2 meals on plan, with the snack, and to not have to take any Tums, to not have to take any Rolaids, to not go back to the camper sick, to not miss out on anything, and to gain 5 pounds or less. So I go into Disney with a plan of knowing that I'm going to gain weight, but planning to gain 5 pounds or less. I used to be able to gain 10, 11, 12 pounds in 1 week at Disney. So when we got back, and Sybil says she was sensible. That's hard to say. Sybil says she was sensible at Buffalo Wild Wings today, and she ate and only used 13 points. Awesome. That is awesome for the 13 points. And Karen's lost with the comments. So guys, I think we're confusing people on the going to the office comments. So we can slow down just a little bit on the shenanigans, because you're starting to confuse some people that are not, that aren't here a lot. Okay, so anyway, and see, now you successfully distracted me. Anyway, so got home, or spent the whole week, didn't have any tummy trouble, didn't feel left out, didn't feel neglected, still got my shared hush buddy, Dole Whip, so I was very happy with that. Still got to eat some of the things that I love. Shared some of the things that I really wanted to enjoy, while I was there, and walked a ton. Got up early every morning and walked. Went swimming one time. So kept my activity up. Got home, and my husband and I both weighed this morning, and guess what? I didn't gain 5 pounds. I didn't gain 10 pounds like I used to. I didn't even gain the 5 pounds that I had planned. Okay, so yeah, sorry about that. I'm telling you, this weather is horrible. So if you all are back, if you're back, give me a thumbs up that you're back. And yeah, Cheryl, I know it's freezing. And Lynn, yes, I know I'm cutting in and out. I can't change the weather. And Sybil, yes, I know. But come back. Are we back yet? Are we back at all? The rain is killing me. The rain is absolutely killing me. So I know. It's bad when I'm frozen up. Like when I'm frozen up and I can't see it. So yeah. So sorry about the rain. And maybe we're back again. Maybe. Okay, and Margaret says, getting some really fun free shots of you, LOL. Yeah. Okay, so maybe we're back. Okay, if it freezes up again, I'm just going to go ahead and say goodnight, because the rain is like horrible. So I'm going to say right now, yeah, Cheryl says she hears about 4 words and then it freezes. Cheryl, it froze up 3 times on me. So if it freezes up on me, like it freezes up on you all sometimes, but if it freezes up on me, that's really bad, because that means that like the yeah, the connection's super bad. So anyway, okay, and I'm back, except I'm not live because the weather is so bad that it kept kicking me off. And sometimes it kicks you all off, but when it kicks me off, that's pretty bad. So went ahead and took Dusty for his last walk of the evening, and as you can see, I'm soaking wet now. It rained through my rain jacket. This is not my rain jacket. This is a regular jacket that I have on now because I'm wet, but it's raining so hard that it rained through my rain jacket. through my rain jacket. And Dusty is completely soaking wet. But he's happier now because he's been to potty. So, where we left off when everything glitched, first of all, I apologize. I have no control over the weather. So sorry. I told Casey what I might start doing is recording these on something else while we're doing our chat, so that if we do get cut off, that I can just keep talking and it'll all still be recorded. Of course, we can't do this live. I can't hear you all. I can't see what you're saying because you're not saying anything, because it's just me here talking by myself, which feels really weird. But I wanted to finish this chat. So where we were at when we got cut off by the weather is, let's see, that my new growth mindset for Disney is that, you know, everybody's having a good time, but I'm going to have a good time too. I'm going to enjoy delicious foods that I can't get from home, and my tummy's going to be happy when I get home, and my jeans are going to be happy too. So normally, or like old me, you should just, you know, have a free-for-all. I go, forget it, I'm at Disney. I'm going to eat whatever I want to, you know, because everybody else is eating whatever they want to, and I would get sick. Casey can attest to this. I don't know how many times I'd have to go back to the camper and just be sick. And we actually, the last time I let myself do that, hasn't been that long ago. It's just been a couple of years ago. And I actually ate, didn't do my new normal, which is to enjoy, you know, more on point planned meals, and then one splurge meal, but still to kind of keep that, you know, splurge meal under control. I just thought, forget it, I'm going to take a free day. And that free day cost me an evening of bowling. So we like to go one night. We didn't do it this time, but usually while we're down there, we like to spend one night and go to Splitsville, to the bowling alley. Well, I had eaten so much that day, you know, having a good time. I had eaten so much that day that I was sick, and I laid in, I'm not kidding you, I laid down in the bench at the bowling alley and just laid there until it was my turn to bowl. Then I would get up, walk over, throw the ball, go back and lay down again. And I was sick all night. So I'm not doing that anymore. That's not fun. That is not having fun. So now, you know, I try to keep it under control, try to plan a little bit more. I mean, it's really not that hard, and and trust me, I didn't suffer. You know, like I told you, I did have my shared Dole Whip. I ate one of the ears off of a Mickey ice cream that John ate. I had a couple of Starbucks drinks, and I just asked them to make them as skinny as they could. You know, and I still enjoyed my favorite foods down there. I just ate less of them, or took part of them back, you know, to the camper for later, you know, or whatever to eat. But I just stayed more in control. No upset tummy, no need for any antacids. Plus I walked a heck of a lot while I was there, and I do not eat my Fit Points. I had somebody ask me earlier in the week if I eat those. I do not eat my Fit Points. And I don't remember how many I earned, but it was a lot. It's in another post here somewhere, you know, but anyway, I ate a lot. So the thing that everybody was waiting on, old me could have gained, literally would have gained 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, up to 12 pounds, you know, in a week. And I know some of that's water weight, you know, not all of that is real, you know, is real weight. But it could happen. And so now new me tries to keep it under 5 pounds, which I don't think is unrealistic, because I am eating some higher sodium things that I don't normally eat. You know, I am usually retaining a little bit of water, but, you know, by the time we come back, I mean, it's Florida, for crying out loud. You know, it's always humid, even though here today, you know, it's very humid in Tennessee. But anyway, so it's always humid down there, so I'm always, you know, retaining a little bit of water. So 5 pounds, you know, is realistic. So we weighed ourselves this morning. Hubby gained 2 pounds, and I gained 1 pound. So I was trying to keep it under 5. I gained 1. I don't think that's too bad. I don't think that's too bad at all to keep it to 1 pound. So what I wanted you all to do, though, for this week is I want you to try the exercise from the weekly to change something that's a fixed mindset thing for you into a growth mindset. So I picked an example. So I need you to write down, I want you to write down what the fixed mindset thing was. And y'all can all think of one, I know you can. But an example that I used was, my life is so hectic, I'll do this for a while and then I have to quit, and then I'll have to quit like always. I hear that all the time, people saying, I'm so busy. I have so many, I have too many kids. My job is too consuming. I'm go, go, go. I've got, one child playing soccer and another child playing volleyball, and, and I work, and Karen and my accountability buddy, Karen and I use that excuse for a long time. So our fixed mindset was, we are so busy, raising these darn kids and working, and everything else, that we'll just do this for a little while, we'll lose 20 pounds, and then we'll quit like always. Okay, but the reality check is, so you're going to list your fixed mindset. So list something that you've been doing, that you realize you've got the blinders on, and that's a fixed mindset. Then I need you to take a reality check. And this is all in your weekly, from 2 weeks ago. So I need you to do a reality check. So the reality check that I put for this one is, this is important to me, and I have family and friends that love and support me. So that's the reality check. I'm not doing this alone. I'm not in this alone. Life is hectic, but I'm not alone. So the growth mindset, you're going to write this after the first two. The first one you're going to write is fixed mindset. Write something like I just said down. Then you're going to take a reality check. Write that down. Then for the growth mindset, for this one, I made it say, my life is hectic, so I'll ask my spouse to take the kids one night a week so I can attend my meeting and get some great ideas and support. I just literally said the same thing. My life is so hectic. It is so hectic. But where I changed it, where I stopped, cut myself off, or drew outside of the box, colored outside the lines, and made it into a growth mindset instead. Remember, I changed my mind. Just changed it. Was that I'm going to ask my spouse for some help. There's nothing wrong with that. So I want y'all to work on that this week, and I want you to go ahead and post that in the comments. I'm gonna merge this together with the first half of the video that we had, and I'll post that as the transcripts later. So when I do that, though, I want y'all to put in the comments, what this is, what your fixed mindset item was, your reality check, and then what your growth mindset item was. Okay, I want you to post them, because I promise you, it'll not only be an inspiration to you to try and change that one thing. It's going to be it might be an inspiration to somebody else that's just getting started. And we have a lot of new people in the group, and a lot of them are just getting started, and a lot of them don't have all of this experience. They don't have, a stack of weeklies. I mean, gosh, I've probably got, I don't know, 5 years worth of weeklies, I guess, that I could go back through. They don't necessarily have all of the experience that we have. They don't have all the, relationships that some of us have already made. So I want you to list these, because you really can be an inspiration to somebody else. Remember, I want y'all to be oak trees. And if you don't remember the oak tree, go back about 3 weeks, and watch that chat to find that out. Okay, and I feel like I'm talking really fast because y'all are not there to ask questions, which makes me sad. But I didn't want to wait for a whole nother week before we had this discussion too. So part 2, because I was gone for a week, we're going to go ahead and do what should have been this week's chat now. So part 2, that was this week. That was the meeting that we just had this past week. And that was the topic for on your weekly was, what's your why? And I changed it to ask not why, but why not? And I'll explain that in a second. So again, just got back off of our annual trip to Disney. Had to go earlier this year because of baby Alyssa. And now we can start calling her baby Alyssa instead of calling her baby Bo or Mowgli, which I'll probably still call her Mowgli. But anyway, she has a name now, Alyssa Lily. So everything tonight is going to be revolve around Disney, because that's all I've had on my brain 24 hours a day for the last 7 days, and for a few days before that, because we love to start getting ready. Okay, so I said ask not why, but why not? So everybody knows what a why is. A why is, why are you doing this? Why are you on this journey? Why have you decided to take this journey? The reason I said ask not why, but why not, because some people think that it has to be some big, glorious, magnanimous, statement, that it has to be like, to rid the world of childhood obesity for generations to come and blah, 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 and that's why I'm on this journey. Okay, why not just because I want to fit in the pair of jeans that I just found? Or why not start with, you know, something as simple as, you know, I want to cut my blood pressure medication in half. I mean, it's great to think, I want to completely come off of my blood pressure medication, or I want to cure all of the diseases that the doctor says that I have, or, you know, I want to, you know, be back to my high school weight, you know, when I've gained, you know, 100 pounds since high school. So that's great that that's your why, but why not be something that's you know, that's really real? So if you want to go down a dress size before your high school reunion, you know, that's a great why, and your why doesn't have to be huge. So my original why, I'm not gonna lie, I was 20, let's see, how old would I have been? I just had Casey, so I was 26. It was back in 1994, so I would have been like 26 years old. And my original why was because I had let myself look, I'm gonna go ahead and say frumpy, had gained quite a bit of weight. You know, when my husband found me, when John found me, I was a freshman in high school, you know, weighed 115, 16 pounds, you know, maybe soaking wet. And he saw me at the swimming pool in a bikini, liked what he saw first, and then got to know me. So the first time that I went to Weight Watchers, I was thinking, wow, I've really let myself go. Okay, remember, I was 26 years old. So my original why was, you know, I wanted to look sexy for my husband again. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I don't think there's anything wrong with that being your why. You know, why not be your why? Then I had multiple different whys, you know, over the years, you know, as to why I was there. But I wasn't ever really specific. Well, this last time that Karen and I joined, my accountability buddy Karen and I joined, my why was because we were quickly approaching 50, and both of my parents had some significant health issues that literally stemmed around years of bad eating. My mother was diabetic, or she still is. My mother's diabetic. She has rheumatoid arthritis, which has nothing to do with the diabetes, but I mean, yeah, the rheumatoid arthritis has nothing to do with the diabetes, but being diabetic just exacerbates all of that. You know, it kind of aggravates it and, you know, and complicates it. She was a smoker. She ate atrociously, even though her mother ate the healthiest stuff that you could ever imagine, with the exception of bagel bites. She would eat, my mother, I'll sidetrack for a second, even though y'all are not here to distract me. My mother's mother always had beautiful bowls of fruit out on the table. She always had lots of fresh fruit and vegetable options for us to choose from, but she would feed us bagel bites in the morning for breakfast. And we always had dessert after dinner. My mom was not she wasn't a great eater. We ate lots of vegetables, but we ate lots of vegetables that were cooked in lard. We ate lots of vegetables that had butter slathered on them. Yeah, it was just really not a good situation. And then my dad, you know, was kind of one of those, have you ever heard anybody say that you were rode hard, that somebody was rode hard and put up wet? That was kind of my dad. So he was a traveling salesman forever and ever and ever and ever, and probably still would be if he physically could be, but his diet and lifestyle led him to kidney disease, stage 5 renal failure. And my mom was, of course now she's in a nursing home, but my mom was, you know, having issues with her health and everything. And so my why at that time, they were becoming, I'm going to go ahead and say, a burden on me. Now it's a burden that I accept. It's a burden that I bear. I love my parents. You know, I help them as much and as often as I can. But I thought my why, this last time that Karen and I joined, the time that it really stuck, was specific. And I'll get back to that why in just a second, but it was specific. So if your why is going to be small or large, if it's going to be, my why is I want to get into this pair of jeans before my high school reunion, or before this party, or before this event, or before my, or get into this dress before my daughter's wedding. That's specific. It's not, I want to lose 100 pounds. I want to lose 100 pounds isn't a good why. It's too broad. You don't know when, you're going to do it. Why do you want to lose 100 pounds? Do you want to lose 100 pounds to look better? Do you want to lose 100 pounds to feel better? Do you want to lose 100 pounds to come off of some of your medication like we talked about a few minutes ago? And I hate to say this, to live long enough to see grandchildren. Why do you want, what you want? So try to be more specific. If you can make it visual, like if there's a picture of a time that you want to get back to, or of an event that's coming up. And I'll tell you what my new why is, although you've probably already guessed it here in just a second. But like in our weekly, it says, rather than just saying, I want to be healthy. Okay, that's great. That's great to want to be healthy. But what does that mean? You've got to you've got to make it tangible. You've got to make it something that you can get a hold of, or you don't know what you're shooting for. So instead of just saying, I want to get healthy, in the example in the weekly, it says, I want to climb stairs without getting winded. And then they suggested that you, like maybe put up a picture, that represents that to you, or a picture of, like if you put a picture of your grandchildren, you want to be able to run and play with your grandchildren without being winded, so that's, that's still part of that being healthy. Another example they gave was, if you were going to get inspiration from your loved ones, I want to be a full and healthy partner to my wife. Or I want to dance at my granddaughter's wedding. That's helping to put a visual on that. So my old, not my old, the why that I had when Karen and I started this last time, when I got really serious about it, was I wanted to lose weight before I turned 50. And then more specifically, I wanted to get to goal before I hit 50. And even more specifically than that, I wanted to get to goal before I hit 50, because I did not want to be a health burden on Casey. Again, I'll gladly do this for my parents, but I don't want to put myself in that situation, to put Casey in that situation, just because I decided, that I wanted to eat 4 pieces of pizza instead of 2 pieces of pizza, or because I wanted to go crazy at Disney, or because, I wanted to eat a sleeve of cookie dough, or I don't know, whatever. Just the food suddenly became less important to me than my why. And because I made it so specific, I did reach a goal before I hit 50. I reached a goal at 40, let's see, I guess I would have been 48. So I got to goal at 48. I'll take 1 pill a day, and it has to do with a sleep disorder. It has nothing to do with my actual health. My blood pressure is low. My doctor loves what I weigh. Not having any health issues. I can walk as much as I walked at Disney without worry or care. Now, does that mean that I'm never going to get sick? I don't know. I have no idea. There's some things that I can't control, but I'm not going to let poor eating habits be the reason that I'm a burden on Casey or on anybody else, trying to take care of me. So that was my why when Karen and I came back, seriously, a couple of years ago. But because I made it so specific, and because I made it goal driven and gave it an oriented, I made it something specific that I could manage and I could measure, then I was able to reach that goal. So in your weekly, they say the exercise that they give is what to do to define your why, and it's a quick and simple exercise that can help you get to the heart of the intention. So the first one is, and you want to answer this really quickly. So I want you to get back out a piece of paper and a pen that you used for our little exercise that we did a few minutes ago. But as quickly as you can, don't even think about it. Just answer just the first thing that pops into your head. Why do you want to lose weight? And if it's to fit into a pair of jeans, write down to fit into the pair of jeans. If it's for high school graduation, just write down for high school graduation. If it is, be honest. Don't make it some big glorious thing that you think, it's gonna, that the world is gonna see and judge you by. This is your journey. You write down, why do you want to lose weight? The example that they gave us was, I want to fit into new clothes. Great, awesome. That's a good why. But now's when you slow down a little bit. So slow down just a little bit and go into detail. What does that look like to you? What does it look like to you, and what would be different to fit into new clothes? Does that mean that they'll feel better? Does that mean that you'll go out more places if you have some newer clothes? Does that mean that you're going to feel more comfortable in your clothes? Would you feel more confident about your appearance? Is it, would you be more professional at work? You're just going to have to fill in the blanks. So what would that look like to you? What does that look like to you to do that? And then then you need to make it yours. So you need to own it. So you hear people say that all the time, you need to own this. So seriously, you need to own this, because you're not doing this for anybody else. And I'm just going to laugh because while we're talking, we got interrupted because of all the rain. It literally has not stopped raining for, I don't know, probably 15 hours. And while I'm talking, a notification came up on my phone that says the rain will begin around 9:35. Begin? The rain hasn't ended. So yeah, anyway, that was just funny. Okay, so now you got to own it. Now you got to make it yours. So now, why do you want to lose weight? It's the same question. It's the exact same question as in number one. But this time you're going to take time. You're going to take your time. You're going to think about it, and you're going to own it. You're going to make it yours. So in their example, Lizzie Sparkles, which I guess is somebody's name on Connect, said, I want to have the power and freedom to shop for an outfit at any clothing store. So it was very important to her. She didn't just, wasn't just losing weight to fit into new clothes. She wanted to be able to walk into any store. She didn't want to have to be pigeonholed into a couple of stores or a couple of types of stores. She wanted to be able to walk into any store and be able to shop for an outfit, regardless. So bravo to her, for making it her own. So I told you that that I was going to make this, Disney, everything was going to be Disney related since that's all my brain has done, for the past 7 days. So now my new why, so if I had to answer number one, really quickly, why do I want to lose weight? So mine would be, why do I want to maintain, my weight instead of lose weight? But, why do I want to lose weight? For my grandbaby, because I have a new grandbaby coming. So what does that look like to me? I want to be able to crawl around on the floor. I want to be able to run if she wants to run. I want to be able to pick Alyssa up and throw her up in the air. I want to be able to carry her around. I'd like to be able to put her in a backpack, and walk downtown, with her. I want to be able to push her in a stroller. I want to be physically active with Alyssa. I don't want to just sit on the couch and watch. The one thing that my husband looks forward to more than anything is sitting on the couch and watching Winnie the Pooh and A Blustery Day with her. He and Casey spent hours doing that. As much as I think that sitting on the couch and watching A Blustery Day, especially on days like today with Alyssa, as much as I think those are going to be important, I want to be able to be physically active with her. I want to help her plant a garden. I want to help her play in the dirt. I want to play in the rain. I want to run with her. So that's what that looks like to me. That's what it looks like to me to be healthy and fit, for my new grandbaby, for Alyssa, since she has a name now. So now, number three, make it mine. I'm going to answer it again. Why do I want to lose weight? Or in my case, maintain my weight. I want to maintain my weight because I have a new grandbaby, Alyssa, coming in January, and I want to be able to play with her, run with her, keep going as long as she wants to go. I want to be able to keep up with her, and I want to be healthy for her so that she has a healthy, fit, and active Nona instead of one who can't get up, who can't play, and just has to be, I don't know. I don't want to be that old woman. I want to be a fun Nona. but I want to be an active Nona, and I want to be healthy and active for her because I want her to be healthy and active. So that's my new why. So I want you to do this for next week too. After I get this posted, I want everybody to go back and answer those questions. So if you got your weekly, write it down in your weekly. If you didn't, if you have access to the online, if you're Weight Watchers online, or if you have e-tools, I want you to, print that PDF off and fill that out. Otherwise, just get yourself a little notebook, get yourself some paper and write down, for the first one quickly, why do I want to lose weight? Just jot something down. Then number 2, go into detail. Make it yours, own it, list out some things that'll make it yours. And then the third one, say it again. Why do you want to lose weight? Flesh it out. Make it, make it a little bit more specific. Own it. Make it yours. So I want to see some of those for next week. I do want to see you all, if you could, write down some, go back, from the last week's and this week's that are all combined into this week. Go back and list a few things that were some, well, in the weekly they call it Think Again. So they have unhelpful things and then more helpful things. Like the unhelpful thing that they had for this last week is life is so crazy that it's hard to stay focused on my goals right now. Everything feels like a challenge. Then the example of the helpful idea was, it's hard to stay focused on my goals when life gets in the way, but reminding myself of why I'm here will help keep me motivated to continue. I really seriously want y'all to write these down. So use the weeklies, use the books. Also want you to check out the recipe that was in this week's. It's spicy Thai pork salad that looks absolutely delicious. And I know a lot of you all are like me and you like to make new things. So that one in particular sounds really good. Sometimes the weeklies have really, really good recipes in them. So keep an eye out for that. Okay, so any questions? I don't know, because you're not there, because we're not live. But I'm going to meld these together. If you're watching this for the first time, I know it's going to look weird because we're going to go from skinny Facebook Live to regular sized video. I'm so sorry again. I can't help the weather. Honestly, it has not slacked up. I mean, I'm still wet. After we lost the video feed the last time, I gave up, went ahead and took Dusty out for his walk. I had on a rain jacket and still got wet. I mean, I know y'all can't see this, but my hair is wet. It's raining that hard. So sorry that our chat got messed up from the weather. Hopefully next week it'll be prettier. Hopefully we're almost done with the hurricanes, so everything will be perking up. Thank you again for letting me be off last week for Disney. That was very important for us, and we really did enjoy, our time together. And that was our last time at Disney as a family without Alyssa. So I think John and I are going to try and go again in December, and we already had our spots reserved, and we're annual pass holders, so why not? That part's already paid for. But the next time we go back as a family, it'll be a family of 5 instead of a family of 4. And I want to be able to carry Alyssa and run with her and run and play at Disney. So that's my new why. You've always got to keep looking ahead, keep looking ahead, keep looking ahead. So thank you again. Remember, the transcripts for this are on www.IfYouHaveAnEgg.com. You can go back and look at our previous chats. Those are all on the blog, the www.IfYouHaveAnEgg.com. If you're in our group, the closed group, and the instructions for how to sign up for that will be in the transcripts as well. If you're in our closed group, you can go back and find all of the past chats in the file section. Or if you're on YouTube, see it's youtube.com/IfYouHaveAnEgg. If you're on there, you can look up the past chats. You can also subscribe, and really I would love it if you would like, share, comment, and especially subscribe. We're super close to 1,000, and some magical portal opens up when you get to 1,000 subscribers. Don't know what it's going to be. Probably going to be disappointed, but I still want to find out. But anyway, you can watch them all on there. They're saved as a playlist. So if you have some bizarrely long amount of time, like if you're walking on a treadmill, riding on an airplane, whatever you can, just set up the playlist just to start running and you can watch those. But yeah, so even though we had bad weather, I hope you all enjoyed this week's chat, and I'll see you again next week. Thank you again. Thanks for your patience. And I missed talking to you guys the second half, so you'll have to make up for it in the comments so I can see all of them. I'll talk to you later. See you next Sunday. Bye.